Okay, this is what my windows look like. I haven't cleaned or anything in the windows. They just look this way all the time. Um, yeah, that's how that window looks. The windowsill and everything. I get these little tiny spiders in the windows, and they are typically around the corners of the windows, and they typically leave me alone. So I don't generally do anything about them because I don't like cleaning out webs or anything until they're dead. So I generally just leave them until they die, and then I come clean them out and clean up their webs. Um, so anyway, that's how I deal with spiders. And I don't deal with wasps the same way. Wasps, I let do whatever they're going to do. Um, and then just once they die, clean them up and throw them away. But I let wasps pretty much run the show as long as they're in here around the windows where they like to hibernate or dwell or whatever they do. They like staying around the windows, I've noticed. The wasps like the sunlight. Um, so I let them hang out until they die and come clean them up on the ground once they die. And they pretty much leave me alone too. The spiders and the wasps both leave me alone. So they're not like roaches. Roaches bug you, spiders and wasps leave you alone. So I do not have a problem with roaches. I have had a problem with roaches in the past, where one of the places where I lived, I had a problem with roaches. Um, and they were the German cockroaches. And we about never got them to go away. Um, because I would clean up, and they hired an exterminator. I think it was Black Diamond. But anyway, they hired an exterminator, and I still found roaches. Uh, I've dead roaches, but I still found roaches after they hired the exterminator. So there was a real problem in that old place where I lived off Larkin Road in Lexington. Um, it was called Pegasus Place Apartments. There was a roach problem there. Um, and it was in more than my apartment. So I know it was in other people's apartments too. Um, I'm glad I don't live near pipes right now. I live out in the country. Um, and we lived at another place that called Pimlico, out in the country in Lexington. Um, and it was by like a set of apartments with swimming pools and stuff like that. But we never did get roaches there at Pimlico. So that is good apartments to recommend. And where I'm living now is good apartments to recommend. Um, it's where I'm living now is in Frankfort, Kentucky, and all of Frankfort, Kentucky, pretty much, as far as I know, doesn't get roaches. Um, I lived in Winthrop Court apartments for a while, um, and they did not get roaches, but we had a mouse that must have come in through a dryer vent or something like that. But those places stay cool too. Their Winthrop Court Apartments keeps their apartments, the air conditioning working well. Um, but I had problems with the water there. They had some kind of fungus in the water, and it was getting on our skin. And it was getting in our hair and it was causing our hair to not grow. Whatever kind of fungus it was weird. Um, but I got an antifungal shampoo for my hair and started washing my hair with gallon jugs of water there when I was staying at Winthrop Court, and it went away. Like my hair regrew, but um, they have a problem with fungus there. But they keep their apartments cool, and if you don't mind taking baths out of gallon jugs, then you're good. Um, you can still do your laundry and everything regularly. They have a washer dryer hookup. Um, but Winthrop Court was a nice place to stay. It really was. It just the fungus in the water scared me because I hadn't dealt with it in the past. I didn't know how to deal with it, and they had raccoons in their trash, so you had to avoid the raccoons at night in the trash. Um, but other than that, that was a nice place to stay too. I would say I can't think of a place that I've stayed that was as bad as Pegasus Place Apartments in Lexington. That place was bad.